Yeah, this once happened to my cousin's friend, Kool-Aid Man. I'm Justin.
Shit on a bear's ass. I'm Sam.
Harley Davidson might have been believable if he was your accountant during the week. I'm Jackie, and this is Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man on Stinko Madness.
Hello and welcome
to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers.
Just doing that old joke.
This is my week on the podcast to pick a movie, so I decided I'd just cut Justin off and be a complete turd because it's also my birthday on Tuesday.
What?
So that gives me every right to be a complete a-hole during this entire podcast. It's like the a-hole get out of free jail card.
Yeah, what about the rest of the weeks that you're an a-hole?
That is your birthday and Christmas presents, Justin. I'm just giving them to you early.
For an entire year? No. I'll pass. No more birthdays or Christmas for me then. Thank you. This week on the show, picked by Jackie, currently streaming on, well, it was on Amazon Prime, but they cacked it halfway through the week, the jerks. Only on Pluto TV, but you've seen it. It was a big deal for fans of our shtick when it came out, I think. Probably tanked at the box office, and we'll have deets on that. Mickey Rourke, Don Johnson, Giancarlo Esposito, which is weird that we're going to do him back to back. Who else we got?
I don't even remember seeing. I feel like I missed him. Tommy Sizemore.
You missed Giancarlo Esposito.
Who is he?
Seriously? he's the I don't know what his name or role in the movie is, but he's the bartender's bro. Jimmy.
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
It's because he wasn't being evil enough.
Yeah.
Maybe Hollywood casting directors are right.
Yeah, right.
He's not unreasonably evil. I don't recognize him.
Vanessa Williams is briefly
Vanessa fucking Williams. I'll get to that because they have the character names are just, oh God.
Yeah. It seems like we're missing somebody. Danny Baldwin.
Fucking Tia Carrere. What? Tia Carrere, Robert Ginty from the Exterminator series shows up to be the fucking helicopter pilot at some point.
Yeah.
Chelsea Field.
Don't know who that is.
From Sheila from Masters of the Universe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Chelsea Field she had like a 5 or 6 year run where, Chelsea Field, yay.
Yeah. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. This is, believe it or not, the very first time I saw this movie ever.
Really?
Yeah. Confession time.
It's not actually that big of a surprise because I think most people haven't seen it because it tanked.
Yeah.
And it tanked in a relatively obscure way. And it didn't get a lot of play on TV because why would you show this?
You would do, I don't know, like at this point in time, HBO still up and coming. Think it'd be a late night show there? Repeat?
But they have other stuff that they could show instead. Yeah. When a movie does this bad, sometimes it just gets like, we're just putting this over here. Like, I don't think that I even saw this air on TV until the early 2000s on like USA during the middle of a Saturday or something. I was like, oh my God, they're showing Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. And then my next thought was, why? Why are you doing that?
I don't know. Because it's a lot of work. You got to edit a lot of this shit out. Like a lot.
Like all of it.
That's what we should do. I challenge Sam to do a segment someday on how TV editing works of movies. Because we don't do it anymore because we have streaming and you either let your kids watch dirty movies or you don't. Nobody watches cable anymore. But back in the day, every fucking new movie, there was a cycle. There was theater release. And then it seemed like it was like almost a year later that the DVD would come out or the VHS. And then it seemed like almost an entire year after that it would come on to shitty TNT, TBS, USA, Ted Turner stuff. And so I'm wondering, when it comes to editing, all the made for TV, is there is it an in-house job or do they like source that out to some other firm, and that firm just has a stack of tapes that they can then give to the various cable networks when they want it, and it's all one edit? Or does TBS have a different edit than USA?
So originally what would happen is that whoever bought the rights was assigned the responsibility of being their own censors. Such is the case with the sort of lost or allegedly lost version of Dune that is very extended because the television station in San Francisco did their own re-edit of it and added a bunch of stuff that got left on the cutting room floor beyond just making it more suitable for commercial breaks.
Okay.
But at the rise of the video store and when the blockbusters just started shooting up out of the ground, at that point, the studio would take it on themselves because they're now have another key part of their product lineup. And so the video edits were, one, you have two reasons to video edit it now because you have this large product line in the middle of your original product release. Now you have your TV and your VHS edits that are a must, not only with having to get the boobies and the fuck yous out of there, but they gotta make them pan and scan too, so they fit on, because we paid for the whole TV.
That's right.
God damn it. And so generally speaking, in the theater run, these are already being processed for television / VHS. One of the movies that I've seen and I had on VHS, and they didn't edit anything out of it, it was just the pan and scan version, but that's what you end up having at the height of the Blockbuster era, is the Blockbuster video era, not Blockbuster as in busting the blocks, but you have two versions. You have just the pan and scan and then the TV edit. So some directors straight up would say, you can't put my name on the TV edit.
Right.
If you're doing that, put somebody else's name on there. Fuck you. This is bullshit. I had a VHS copy of Rushmore, the Wes Anderson movie. Mm-hmm. And I saw it at the theater and I bought it used VHS. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And I'm watching it and it just didn't feel the same. And one of the reasons it doesn't feel the same is there's a bunch of long takes where there's different things happening in all these shots. And they just had to edit it down into like a million different shots. So it ends up being like a completely different movie. Huh. But that was largely how that worked. And at the tail end of the height of VHS DVD rentals, the studios themselves had taken it. It was just part of their process. They would just have these edits for what?
Why did they do such a bad job then? Like,
because they don't want to spend money on anything.
My favorite was instead of son of a bitch, slug in a ditch. I liked that edit. I call people slugs in a ditch all the time. Jackie, do you have any idea what we're talking about?
No.
The voiceovers of the swearing when you watched it on like family movie night on TV.
Yeah, did you ever watch cable TV movies?
I mean, I remember them being dubbed out every once in a while, but they were always really stupid. And they never matched.
Yeah, it seemed like at first they would just blanket, but then they'd have a guy come in and fill in. Like the Ferris Bueller TV edit is really bad.
Yeah, and I think you can see where when it was released, how it was done, part of the process, and how egregious it's going to be in terms of. And like
I think Speed was another one. The particular the start of it, where Keanu Reeves is beating the front of the bus and just going fuck, 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 fuck. I think it was dang, 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 dang.
I think it was, so the one that's got to be the worst is that there was a TV edit for fucking Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, oh
that had to be a fucking undertaking by the poor bastards that had to clean that shit up.
I'm so tired. They couldn't do it digitally either at that point. God damn it. No. That would be a miserable
running in hot. Some poor guy with He's got to do like 10 different voices and cover up like 40 different swear words every 3 minutes. He's just got them on a piece of paper, just yelling them as fast as he can, throwing pages in the air.
I'm running out of things I can say. Oh my God. Okay, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
So how does this happen? How would I mean, I feel like I know how it happens. The screenplay's title is the pitch line. You don't even have a pitch line on this.
I agree with
this is so high concept that it doesn't even need a high concept. Mm-hmm. Its name is Make Me a Movie. I've got built-in product placement. Sort of. Because in 91, the bubble had burst on cigarette advertising. You couldn't really do it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, you name it Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, and there's somebody out there that's like, oh, this shit sells itself. And I guess it kind of did. What's weird is the writer, Don Michael Paul, this is his first script. He would go on to direct a lot of write and direct or just direct many of the Sniper or Tremor sequels. Like, he didn't go on to big and great things. His next film was a writing and directorial effort of the fine Half Past Dead. Did we do that one?
We did. Yep.
We did Half Past Dead. But this is his script, and this is given Simon Windsor, and most of the people involved in this production are the same people that made Lonesome Dove.
What the fuck? That's incredible, because guess what we were watching today? I'm not kidding.
Lonesome Dove.
Our son wanted to watch all of Lonesome Dove today. That's what he's currently doing, is finishing the last episode. That's nuts. What a coincidence.
And it couldn't be more different in terms of quality.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's the writing can be that bad, I guess, right? What's weird is the run that these guys have is that they did Lonesome Dove at which point everyone rightly so goes, this is it. Like, you guys could do anything. Mm-hmm. The source material is pretty strong.
McMurtry did a good
pretty
job.
Strong source material. But their next project would go on to flop as well. And I don't know why, because I really like it. It was Quigley Down Under. Yeah,
it was a flop, and I never figured that one out either. It's a lot of fun.
And so largely this team of people, mostly it's the Simon Windsor people. There's in and outs. I believe it's the same composer for all of these pictures. They do Lonesome Dove, then Quigley Down Under, which flops, this, which tanks. Mm-hmm. It's not even a flop. It's just like, boom, explosion. And they kept the band mostly together to do a weird little one that they were like, well, we're still working. It was Free Willy, and it fucking went huge. Okay. So like, oh, thank God, we made it out of our hell with Free Willy. And what a weird 4-film run for a group of people who are obviously largely talented that were, I feel like the flop of Quigley is what sort of put them in the situation where they're doing this. Because I feel like even Simon Windsor sees the script and is like, well, boys, this is where we decide whether we're going to do this for a living or not, because this is shit. You can't see anything involved with the production packet of this and not go, oh boy, well, I guess it pays.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke were both like, well, Mickey Rourke was like, I just did it for the money. Don Johnson's like, I did it for the money. There was enough behind it, right? But it's $23 million is what this cost, and it made back like $7 million, which I think is a lot considering how bad it is. Like, I wouldn't have even thought $7 million.
I would think it would have made 4, back 5.
Yeah, like 8 theaters.
Yeah.
Don Johnson would say that this is basically what blackballed him. This is the black ball that was his career near death.
Are you sure it's because he just isn't very good?
He's fucking great in Knives Out.
Yeah, he was good in Knives Out. That's true. Yeah.
I think that's the thing, is that Don Johnson was like, there's more to me than handsome Ferrari guy. And everyone was like, no, there's not. And then he got older and they're like, good thing there's more to you. And he's like, I've been saying this for 20 years. And like he's fucking delightful in Django as well. Like he's probably the highlight of that film for me.
That's true. But
there's more to Don Johnson, as it turns out. He's great. Mickey Rourke was already kind of like, oh man, I'm not loving this Hollywood thing. And then this happens and he just decides to go get his face punched off instead. This is like where Mickey Rourke is like, I'm out of this bullshit. And then goes and gets his face punched off before he sort of comes back. It's just weird that it, one, got made, and that two, it's the same fucking people that did Lonesome Dove. You've got, which also you have Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson as top billing, but Tia Carrere and Vanessa Williams probably has the highest career high out of any of these people, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
She's got a 7-year run of bankable female lead. Nobody else had that kind of run in this movie.
Like 3 number 1 jams of the summer.
Yeah. Tia Carrere probably was close to that for 2.
Yeah.
So some of the side cast is more bankable than the main. Tommy Sizemore, of course, he's doing what he does in every movie in this. But Vanessa Williams plays Lulu Daniels. Why? Because Big John Studd from WWF that plays the arm wrestling heavy, his character's name is Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty clever.
And the inexplicably, because he's not mute, he just can't speak. He can hear fine. He just uses sign language. Eloy Casados is Jose Cuervo.
Oh my god, damn it.
Yeah, the signing sidekick who is dubiously using sign language. Like, you're not really sure exactly what's going on with him at any point.
I really felt that way about the villains, Japanese as well.
Tommy
Sizemore's
Danny Baldwin's.
Tommy Sizemore, when he's in that video call with the Japanese.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
I think he's just making fucking shit up.
He's using none of the pronunciation or inflection that you're supposed to. It's just like, had he really done it like that in a meeting, the other side would have just clicked the off button because it was so bad. Daniel Baldwin would go on to, was it like one of the cop shows? He was in one of the cop shows for a while, right? He's the least
I don't know.
of the Baldwins.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it Kraftwerk? Are they Kraftwerk? What's going on with their costumes there?
What is going on with their costume? It's not that they're stupid and out of place. They look bad. Like, they look like garbage bags.
Yeah, but they're a German techno death squad. They've got Steyr Augs for guns.
Yeah.
And
they
pre-Matrix Jack. Like, ultimately, this same look is used in the Matrix and it works better, but
their
does
clothes
not work
actually
here.
Were made with, like, those are actually clothes. These are trash bags stitched together. They look bad. Like, it's not just that they're uncomfortable and, like, what are you doing in the California desert wearing that? You look bad.
Even in like December or January, it's still too hot for that much.
They had to have been miserable. Walking around wearing that shit. Just fucking sweaty and like, no. And for no reason. None. And the other thing, like, I don't get about this movie, is it like a dystopia? Because that also doesn't really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be.
That's actually one of the things that has always played well for me with this movie is I just go, oh, this is some bar on the outskirts of LA in between on the way out to Vegas. And these are just LA people. Yeah. It's not a dystopia. It's just it's far east in LA.
Alternate universe at the minimum, because Burbank is now an international area. The whole town has been changed. It's almost like a cyberpunk dystopia, but that they completely walk away from because the plot doesn't require this to exist in an alternate cyberpunk dystopia. Like the whole blue the drug that you inject through your eyeball that nobody actually ever fucking does in the whole goddamn movie, but like that's a thing, and they're talking about on the radio. Like, again, it's almost a little Matrixy, but for no reason.
It's not for no reason. Yeah, it's like the bank is in a cyberpunk because the bank has its own techno death squad and its own Airwolf.
Yeah.
Right? The bank has its own Airwolf. It's the same helicopter from Airwolf, actually.
And like technology that wouldn't exist in a bank like that. I mean, even some of the simple stuff, like the camera system that they have and like video calling. Yeah, you can fake it in a movie, but they didn't have that in 1991.
Yeah, it's weird. And then also like Tom Sizemore's in Strange Days, which is exactly that in a movie, like 4 years later. So it's just all very odd.
I don't know why they chose to do any of it.
Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't make any sense. Why they chose to make this movie. Odd.
Okay. What else you got? Anything?
That's pretty much it. We'll
Good.
talk
Let's
about it.
get cracking.
Sven Thorson is, he's used, I don't think, enough. I think if you're going to bring in Sven Thorson, you need to do a little bit more with him than they did in this movie. I don't know if we mentioned Brainscombe Richmond and Kelly Hu being on screen for the fifth or sixth time together, but they're in this too.
Briefly. Okay, so who we got here is Harley Davidson. That's Mickey Rourke. Jackie's got definitely a stereotype, which he thinks Harley Davidson should look like. And I think it's a fat old guy on a bike who wants to make as much noise as possible. But at this point in time, this is not just Harley Davidson, but biker guy. Just guy who likes bikes.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Okay.
He should have long hair.
Why?
Because they all have long hair.
Them. Biker
the
guys.
Motorcycle.
Biker
guys. They all have goatees or beards and long hair.
Yeah,
they look like Jason Momoa.
Huh.
They don't look like this douchebag.
Get that. I don't get that at all.
When I first encountered this film, they're like, it's Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. And you see Don Johnson, and you're like,
okay.
Well, he's Harley Davidson because that's what my uncle looks like, and he rides his Harley everywhere. Beat up cowboy boots, fucking Canadian tuxedo, and a cowboy hat. That's Harley Davidson guy, right? That's the guy? No?
No. Marlboro Man also doesn't have a goatee or a beard. He's just a dark-haired, what's that? Not schmarmy, swarthy guy. Doesn't have a beard.
Yeah. The Marlboro Man Don Johnson was fine, but that's not what the Marlboro Man looks like.
That's what I'm saying.
And maybe it was something about like copyright infringement against the actual company of Marlboro.
Named Marlboro Man. That's your copyright. No, Marlboro was like, cool. We're behind this.
We can't buy this anymore. These people are doing it for us. Let them run with it.
Go ahead. Okay, so Harley, he's got no time for the ladies that he's with anymore. He's got to go do tough guy shit. So he gets on his bike and he rides through the desert with no helmet or anything on, and he's going pretty fast, and there's just bugs ricocheting off of his open mouth, and can't ride a bike.
When he
like
first
that.
pulls up, and the camera shows the gas tank, it's got aces and eights on there, Dead's Man Hand or whatever. But there's a Joker, and there's like 3 of each. So
cards.
He's playing 7-card stud, and even if he picked the best ones, he's still got kind of a crappy hand. It's like a boat at best, right? If you're playing with Jokers as aces. And it's like the gas tank's just like, if the rules of poker could be bent, this would be a pretty bitchin' hand. And you're like, well, if the rules of poker can be that bent with wild cards, then and playing too many, you're going to still lose to a lot of shit.
Yeah, right.
Like, tons of other hands are going to beat that crap.
He pulls into L.A. and walks into a gas station during a drug robbery And these guys it's very Cobra-esque, except for he doesn't kill these guys, I don't think. Kicks the crap out of them because not because they're robbing the place, but because they give him grief. And he just wants gas. I don't really care about your robbery, lady. Sorry about that. Mm-hmm. Hey, get out of here, man. Give us your money. He's like, nobody takes my money. He does a pretty good job about beating these guys up pretty quick. Like, I'm thinking that Harley Davidson's like a tough guy at the beginning of this movie. And then by the end of it, I'm not so sure he's a very tough guy.
It's a very dubious choice. They're like, this guy is it with hand-to-hand combat, and this is the only time you're going to get to see him do it. He's going to just be really bad with a gun after this.
Or even like the whole Clint Eastwood toothpick in your mouth thing. Like, he doesn't do that anymore. Like, he takes a lot of guff from people after this. Like, there's no standoff between, nobody talks to me like that, you son of a bitch. There's none of that. He's kind of just, I don't know,
he turns into your accountant during the week.
I don't know where you're getting
this guy is.
Accountant thing either, because he's just a dirtbag for the rest of the movie. He's just some dirtbag.
Well, these guys are all just some dirtbag that hang out at this bar, and that's it.
Yeah, but
that's their life.
That's exactly right. They just hang out at a bar. That's their whole shtick. It's not. I don't know where you're getting accountancy, and I don't know where the movie got tough guy, because they just hang out at a bar. They're pool guys, not guys by the pool. Guys who go to pool halls. You ever met one of those, Jackie?
Yeah. There was one that used to hang out at Q's all the time.
Yeah,
I was goes.
I was a dirtball for a few years, and I hung out with dirtballs. These guys are dirtballs. They're not.
They are like you like go to better your life or something, and then it doesn't work out, so you just end up like 2 weeks later back at the bar, and everyone's like, well, "Dude, you've been gone for a while. What's going on?" Which happens in this movie.
Yeah, right? Okay. So then we cut to Marlboro Man. He's hustling at pool. He's literally playing. I even forgot. That wasn't like intentional. He's playing pool. He's hustling. And the loser pulls a knife on him. And then he is not quite the tough guy that Harley Davidson was just previously. Like, you're both introducing these two guys in similar scenarios where they're, one guy's got a gun on him, the other guy's got a big old knife coming at him, and Marlboro Man kind of gets his butt kicked right here.
Well, Branscombe Richmond is really big.
That's true.
And they make him look bigger than he is in these shots too. But yes, it should be mentioned that the wager on this game of pool was $500 and his girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah,
and as it turns out, he didn't have it on him.
Who bets their girlfriend? Well, I guess guys that play in pool halls, Jackie. I'm telling you don't know what a dirtball is. You really do not. I think that checks out, actually. Because guys who hang out at pool halls, if they got a girlfriend, guess what? Everybody's already banged her. She's one of the pool girls. Gone home with all the other guys, so yeah, sure. I guess I don't have to worry about that tonight. You already got my crabs. Yeah.
His Saturday night shirt says, "Can't get it twice."
Oh my God.
So they do beat up Branscombe eventually with a cue ball. And they walk out of there, him and Harley, because Harley showed up. And I guess it's been 2 years since they've seen each other. And so they hug, and then they go hang out on a billboard. Because that's what these two do when they're not at pool halls. They hang out on a billboard.
How do you even get up there?
How do you get on a billboard without a freaking crane?
There's usually a surface ladder that's attached to the pole that holds it to the ground.
The ones that are on top of buildings?
If it's on top of a building, you just get to the top of the building, and then there's usually service access at that point.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Either way.
Okay.
It's a weird
If it
hangout
has
spot.
a flat place that you can stand and work on it, then there's usually access ladders attached to part of its structure. Okay. If there's not that, then you do have to do it from a crane.
Gotcha. All right. Well, these guys are just up there chilling out. That's what they do. They do it several times throughout the movie.
Do you just know that when they were doing this, they're like, yeah, this is going to be the thing. Hanging out on, like, these rebels are so cool. They hang out on billboards.
Yeah.
Because most of the billboards have either of them on the billboard.
Yeah, right.
In 1991.
And Harley Davidson, they're getting all metaphysical, and he's like, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to hang out with God. That sounds cool. What? What? Are you saying you want to die? Like, are you trying to talk tough? No, I just want to hang out with God. You know, like smoke cigarettes, talk about babes, you know, maybe do some couch co-op.
There's a point where this almost works in the quote-unquote character journey for Harley Davidson, because he's gone into a flight of nihilism 3/4 of the way through the film.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But right here, he's like, I think there's more to it. And then the Marlboro Man goes, no, there's not, stupid. And he's like, okay, nihilism. It kind of works with what happens after this.
I forgot nihilism. All right, so they ride to Burbank. It's it's an international airport. It's not a town. It's an international airport. And there is a bar there that they hang out and frequent out. So they stop and they park their bikes in the alley. And apparently Marlboro Man's bike is a piece of shit. Like, God, yeah, you say it's a piece of shit, but it got you there. I don't know what you're bitching about. And so he fucking shoots it.
It's a Kawasaki.
Oh, okay. So
they had to get rid of the competition.
So is that?
And Marlboro Man was embarrassed to be, or Harley Davidson was embarrassed to be riding around with Marlboro Man and his crappy Kawasaki. And he's
but
like,
in
I
reality,
gotta do something about this.
It would have been the Harley that they would have had to tinker with, and the Kawasaki would have run and fired up if you pulled it out of the bottom of a lake after 3 years.
So, hey, bro.
True.
I noticed you're riding a bike that's not named the same as I. That's not cool, man. Yeah, well, I noticed you're smoking Camels. That's it? Like, when you're riding with Harley Davidson, you have to... does the company exist in this world? Or is he just named Harley Davidson? Like, I don't get it. Is it a joke?
I can't... If anyone's name is really their name, other than Jack Daniels...
Oh,
because
come on.
his wife
Virginia
is also...
Slim is in this movie, too.
Yeah. I know, and she's a cop.
Right. So she can't get along with the Marlboro. See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't check out. It's like the battle of the mascots again. What are we doing here, guys? Are you named after a company like, oh, it's my nickname? Or is that your fucking name? And also, if that's your fucking name, does the company even exist in your world? Or are you just like some metaphysical representation, an avatar of that company? If this company was a person, it's this.
They didn't lean into it hard enough. Like, Brains Come Richmond should have been Beach Nut.
Beach Nut. I'm Backwood Cigar.
Yep.
Okay.
Giancarlo Esposito as Swisher Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So they get to this bar, and inside there's like a phone, wall phone, and punches a code in, and then like a secret door opens, but it's not very secret because it's just like right there. So, and like, it's not even where the main action is, because Vanessa Williams singing on stage, that's where all the action's at. Everybody's out looking at her. You go into this place and there's fucking arm wrestling. Don't go into that place. Why is this even a secret room that you have this James Bond device to get into it? Don't go in there. It's dumb.
Yeah. Arm wrestling for cash? You gotta hide that in the back? Come on.
And like, again, I know we've done this before, but every time it blows my mind. Who wants to watch arm wrestling?
Okay. In somebody's defense there was a Saturday, I believe it was last Saturday, where I was slightly bored. And I watched slap fighting.
Okay.
It's like arm wrestling, but you stand there and you look at the guy, and then he goes 1, 2, 3 with his hand right next to your face, and then he slaps you as hard as he can. And you get points if you get like direct hit, right? Or you could lose points if like you accidentally poke them in the eye.
So if you fucking miss from slapping a guy who's a foot and a half away from you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed.
It was
total
it
whipped
was
it.
so bad. Like this one guy hit this other guy like right on the snoot, right? Like just hit him in the snoot only. And they were like, there'll be a deduction for snoot hitting. And I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. And I can't stop watching it now. Like I must have watched it for an hour.
Oh my God.
And it was just grown ass men slapping the shit out of each other.
So you're
until
saying
one of them eventually gives up.
So you're saying you would watch arm wrestling?
Oh yeah.
Huh. All right.
Also, once cash starts flying around and there's betting, honestly, anything gets kind of fun when there's betting, right?
I guess, but like it's a one and done type scenario in real life. Like I've seen dudes arm wrestle when they're drunk and in a bar before, but it's just like, okay, Gary beat you. Can we go back to sitting around and drinking? There's no like fervor about it. Like, oh, the arm wrestling is starting. Let's take it to the back room so the cops don't know.
Well, you have to take it to the
like
back
we
room.
used to go to the Speedway. It was like, do you want to go to the Speedway? No, it's the bottom of bottom racing. We go and all of a sudden dollars start flying around. Beers are everywhere. We're having the time of our lives.
Maybe,
yeah,
but this
I do remember that the last time we went, it was pretty damn fun.
Yeah, but that has a basis in reality. Arm wrestling excitement does not.
I don't know. We were betting, I believe, sir, on which trailer was going to fall apart the first in the camper derby race.
It was just as Frank said, bet on anything, and it became fun. So as long as they're betting,
next time you guys see arm wrestling betting, let me know. I'll in real life, even the fans, write us if you've ever seen arm. I don't think it actually exists. I don't think it
Dude, we should
happens
just open
naturally.
we should just open a bar and be like, yeah, okay, this is the arm wrestling bar.
Yeah, but don't
Come
tell
here.
No,
don't tell the caps.
we got to have it in the back.
Yeah, don't tell
Yeah.
the caps.
Underground arm wrestling's in the
Keep that
secret room, which means that up front has to be more boring. So up front is just Coors Light and sandwiches.
First rule about
Yeah.
backdoor secret phone room arm wrestling for money club. Don't talk about it.
But on Thursdays, I would have to say we need to have a slap fight because that way we can get into that circuit too.
Yeah, tell the cops it's a slap fighting bar, not arm wrestling. Okay.
It's on ESPN.
It's so weird. So Big Jack, he's there arm wrestling, and he sees Harley Davidson, and he's like, and hulks out because I think Harley Davidson attempted to bone down on Vanessa Williams, but she said, he did
prior to their marriage or something.
It's unclear. Big Jack doesn't like him because of a may or may not have existed relationship with Vanessa Williams at one point. But
I don't know. I thought it was kind of implied that he had boned her when they were on a break.
But then later, let's just get to it. They start fighting Big Jack and throws him out the window and lands in a convertible, Harley Davidson, and Big Jack jumps on him and he's choking him out. And Harley's like, dude, don't worry. She said she loved you. Oh. So you tried to bone her, but she's cool and only loves me. I'll let you go then. Yeah. So I don't know that they ever did.
Or she said that while she was doing it with him, which would have been awkward.
I love Big Jack. I love Big Jack.
Huh.
I don't know.
But what's really happening in the movie here is that you're in about your second moment where you're like, did I miss something?
Like the first, like this is a sequel?
Like, no. Pretty much every scene change, there's a new scene. And part of the way into the scene, there's things happening, and you're like, why is this happening? Did I miss something?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this is the first moment where I'm like, did I miss something? I've seen this 3 times, and I feel like I missed something, and I didn't. It's just, this thing is so disjointed.
Yep.
And it's bonkers, because one, he throws him out of the window, but then he jumps out of the window after him.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Cadillac is that?
Yeah, I guess.
Because they just keep parking there throughout the movie, and I'm just saying it's a poor choice.
The second one they land on, it was a hardtop, so the first guy was like, well, I'm never having somebody rip through my convertible again. I'm trading in for a hardtop. And then somebody destroyed that, and he's like, God damn it. Why do I keep parking there? Thought I could park there if it was a little tougher, but...
They park across the street, the birds crap all over it.
Yeah. Okay, so they're now all pals, and they go back inside, and I guess the arm wrestling's done. Everybody's gone home, so now it's just the late night good old boy crowd, and they're like, oh man, the bar's gonna close because the rent is too damn high. I don't like that at all, says Harley Davidson. Where else am I gonna hang out and get in fights with you guys at? We gotta get some money for you. How much is the lease? $2.5 million. Oh my God. Well, good luck. I was thinking we could like set up like a bikini car wash or something, you know, get maybe like $1,000. $2.5 million. Jesus.
They didn't brainstorm this at all. They're like, okay, that seems unreasonable. What's the lease across the street? Just move across the street.
$38. Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, I get it. There's like a history. A plane crashed into the top of the bar, I think. And like, whoa, this place is so cool. Well, if it's so cool, I mean, that's how real estate works. If it's cool, they're going to raise your prices. If you can't afford it, then it wasn't that cool. I'm not saying like the banks are the good guys, but I'm just saying like, fucking move across the street if the rent is too damn high. Well, the rent's too damn high over there too. Okay, well, $2.5 million. What was it before?
On a lease.
On a lease.
Can't even buy it for that. How long is that lease?
A year? I'm guessing.
That wouldn't make any... No, don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't have a business anymore, bro. Go out to the desert and open up shop there. It's over. The bank sucks, and now they've got an empty building that they can rent out. Also, the bank, what is the bank doing leasing out fucking properties? Again, maybe the movie doesn't know, and Hollywood's just connecting dots and saying banks are evil in this movie, which is fine. Banks are evil. But that's not actually how it works, unless it's, again, a dystopia, a fucking... you know, like the banks have taken everything and they have too much control.
It kind of seems to me like they've got plans to make a new high rise right there, which means that they're investing into a high rise building. Do banks do that?
Banks are also construction firms.
Developers.
Yeah.
I
don't think so. I don't think so.
And you would do this totally if, as said in the dialogue of the film later, that you made $500,000 a year as a banker, but $15 million a year as a drug dealer. You'd be like, wonder if I could see if I could make like $350,000 a year being a developer on top of. Wait, what?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can do that too. Okay. $2.5 million leases aren't good enough for you there, bank? Not good enough? You gotta build shit around it too? God damn it.
Well, that's not his money.
It's not whose
He's not going to make any money off of the lease. It's just the bank gets that money.
I understand, but
he can embezzle if he invests.
Why is the bank? My point is the bank is diversifying, Jackie. They're building Why?
Okay, well, I actually just figured it out.
Okay.
The bank has to do property development and real estate transactions on the side so that they can fund their techno death squad and Airwolf helicopter.
Yes, this makes sense.
Look, you guys don't get it. The bottom line is fucking choppers are expensive. So give me $2.5 million for your 1-year lease, or we're going to kick you out. I think I'll see myself out, sir.
Yeah.
Why did I? You're a terrible company. I don't just mean like you're bad guys. You're bad. You're a bad company. You're bad at this. Get rid of the chopper. No. Excuse me. So Harley's like $2.5 million, huh? I think I can handle that. What's your goal? We're gonna rob a bank. Oh, of course. We're gonna rob the bank. Great. Good idea. So we're gonna take their money.
Isn't the bank called Great Bank?
Yeah, something like that.
Great bank.
This is a great bank.
It is.
So we're gonna rob them and give them their own money back. Okay.
Bank of America and Wells Fargo are like, we don't have to worry about Great Bank. They have diversified in ridiculous ways.
Yeah. Give them 6 months. So later at some point, they don't ever have a heist plan. They just heist. It's an armored truck that I guess has 2.5 million. There's no like setup. We're going to steal an armored truck. Okay, cool. Which one? The one that has $2.5 million. It just seems like they said, well, there's an armored truck.
Yeah, it seems like they just said there's an armored truck.
2.5 million in that. Gotta be.
Like, it goes obviously later sideways, but it could be worse. Like, they could get in there and like, oh boy, this is the nickel wagon, boys. There's nothing in here but nickels.
We just unloaded everything. You saw us leave the bank.
There's 1,500 pounds of nickels in here.
All right, better get them. Walk away with something. It's like 800 pounds. Okay, so they trap the armored truck, and Marlboro Man demonstrates his gun skills for the first time. Really, he shoots a gun out of a guy's hand, and then his belt buckle off. Oh boy. Harley Davidson he also uses his gun skills by just throwing a shotgun at a guy.
Yeah. It's better than his shooting.
Yeah. So they blow the door off, they take the cash, and they get away. But then this car pulls up of guys wearing garbage bags, and they start they're way down the fucking street too. They don't like drive up to the armored truck. They're like at the end of the street, and the car sits there for a while. They're like, who the fuck are these guys? And then they get out, and it's almost like a clown car thing, because this is like a Lincoln Continental, and there's 6 of them in there.
Yeah.
One of you guys sit, bitch? I mean, is there a bench in the front of a mid-90s Lincoln Continental or early 90s Lincoln Continental? They're both benches. You can fit 6 guys in there in trench coats and fucking assault rifles? Seems not right.
And they line up before they attack, like their formations are not tactical, but imposing.
Yeah, right. This is what we practice for, boys. All in a line. Left,
they needed
right,
to
left,
have
right,
a boombox that was playing Kraftwerk or something.
Yeah, right.
That would have really made them that much more menacing.
So they also it takes the whole movie to explain this, but their garbage bags are made out of Japanese Kevlar, and so bullets ricochet off of them instead of impacting like a bulletproof vest, like layers of Kevlar. They've just got like they're Superman. Doesn't even.
Yes, the movie doesn't know how Kevlar works.
It does not, or physics, impact. You'd still feel it hit you.
Yeah. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. So the bullets are doing nothing to him. And so everybody thinks they're going to die, but then Big Jack, he comes in on his motorbike and pops the gas tank lid off and slide stops it, and then it just slides into their car. Like it was the least badass thing.
So the armored car is being shadowed by the death squad, right?
Or they just have like cameras everywhere and they're like, uh-oh, let's go get them.
No, they have to be shadowing this drug shipment thing because that's what it's going to turn out later.
Yeah, it is drugs. Yeah, you're probably right. So
why don't they just not use the armored car?
Why don't they use the guys?
This is why they got to jack the rent up so high.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Great bank.
Great. Sir, the CFO's here. Do not let him in here.
Why? I'm assuming he's an idiot too.
He can be the biggest moron on the planet, and if he can read, we're fucked.
But so Big Jack slides his bike, lays it over, takes the gas cap off, and like you're thinking like he's gonna flick a cigarette into the gas trail, and then like the bike is gonna explode right at these guys' feet. But no, they just hop over it, and the bike keeps going until it hits their car that's 30 feet behind them and blows up his bike and blows up their car. And the gun guys don't care. They're still walking at you, shooting and shit. It was like, Big Jack, that was a dumb fucking move, man.
Yes, because they're like, we can walk to this rhythm.
You know, not to mention that they all jump at the same time. I mean, it was synchronized, same foot and everything.
So
I mean, that's how they were so right on.
Oh, yes.
Sam's right. They should have had the music going in the background. One guy is just holding the boombox.
Somebody is doing
and jump.
The skidding bike maneuver at us. Jump, boys. Like, it's so dumb. They just hop a fucking motorcycle. And then Big Jack's like, yeah. And they run back and they're like, wow, thanks, Big Jack. You totally saved us. And it's like, he didn't do shit. He fucking wrecked his bike in a fucking Continental. That's it. Now these guys are actually going to be in the right vehicle. So they all run down.
What are you going to tell your wife, Big Jack? Like, where's your motorcycle? I need a ride to work.
Yeah, right?
They don't strike me as people who own, like, a backup car.
I think that was their car. His bike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, so the boys get in the sewer. They run out into the LA River, and they get away. They get to this airport junkyard, and they open up the suitcase, the briefcase, and there's no cash in there. It's Crystal Dream in brick form.
We should now talk about what Crystal Dream does. You don't ingest it. It's not a solid or liquid, but you put it in your eyes, and it lies to you.
Yeah. It tells you goddamn lies.
So it's MSNBC or Fox News.
Oh! Nice. Sam's almost 50, so he only trusts CBS mornings.
Yes. Just give me the 15 minutes, thanks. I don't need to hear more about this 15 minutes. Thank you, CBS.
Just think in another 10 years, you'll be old enough to get all your news from Facebook.
Oh, I think I ruined it. It's just my Facebook is just all butts now.
The good news.
Yes, this is good news.
Oh, things are looking up today. Okay, at Great Bank. I got at Bad Guy Bank as my note, but now I just can't. At Great Bank. It's so dumb. Danny B, he's the leader of the trench coat dipshits. And he's like, he's getting yelled at by Tommy Sizemore for the fuck up for not killing those guys and all the shit getting robbed. And Tom's like, don't just get the stuff back. I want you to kill those guys because I'm super bad. Okay. And so the boys go back to the bar. Harley Davidson is playing through, well, I can't read my notes. Oh, he's plowing through women because love. That's why. He had a wife or a soon-to-be wife, and she died or left him. And so he got so sad that the only thing he could do with his life is plow all of the other women.
I guess.
That's what he says. I just got so torn up inside, I had no choice but to spread my seed throughout every vagina I could find.
Oh.
That is torn up, man. So, like, you're single? Like, because that's the goal when you're single. I mean, are you sad? Because it doesn't say sad to me. That says single. Oh, yeah, I always get those two words mixed up.
I also had to look this up in the dictionary during the scene we just went over where they're like, oh, these guys stole it. And like, he's like, who stole it? And he goes, it appears to be dilettantes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the fuck is a dilettante? According to the dictionary, it is a person who cultivates an area of interest, such as the arts, without real knowledge or skill. So they're ne'er-do-wellers? I don't know what they... But he calls them dilettantes again later.
Yeah, he does. He does. Like
it's dumb.
Hooligan? Like a hooligan? I mean, yeah, it is dumb. Okay, so Marlboro Man, he steals some other bike. He doesn't have a bike. He shot it, so he had to stole this bike. And he sees a cop, so he pops a wheelie in front of it.
This is Marlboro Man's bike. Or this is Harley Davidson's bike. He borrows it.
That doesn't make any sense because Harley Davidson shows up later on his bike.
Well, that's what's happening.
I think he stole it. It can't be Harley's bike.
No.
It can't be Harley's bike.
It is Harley's bike.
Did he already bang Chelsea Field?
That's where I'm at.
No, he's supposed to... Harley Davidson's supposed to take the bar waitress home.
So... Okay, wait. We haven't got... Because at one point, he does steal Virginia Slim's fiance's bike.
He also has to steal that bike. Yes. So
he hasn't even done that yet, though. He's just on a random bike.
He's on a stolen bike. It's not Harley's. That's not possible because Harley rides up. They both ride away at the end of the... Whatever. Okay, so he pops a wheelie in front of this cop, flips it off, and then they chase him through an outdoor mall. They shred some gnar, and skid stop into some house. And she's like, pulls a gun on him. Ooh, lady cop. And stick him up. And I'm already thinking, wow, fucking pulling your gun, huh? Okay, that's fine. And then she frisks him and grabs his dong. They know each other.
It's just like, oh.
Go, hey, nice to see you. Okay.
I feel like
you're right, Jackie. That was a weird way to put this. She grabs his dong. They must know each other.
And I was just thinking, like, well, according to Donald Trump, you could just grab people by the pussy.
Okay,
so
right?
You don't know that for sure.
I'm famous.
This could just be a...
Here's your cock. I guess they've been banging off and on for an extended period of time. She wants more. He loves her, but he just can't ignore the open road and his freedoms. Can't be settled down. But I love you too. And so they bang. And here you go. In the fucking morning, Mickey Rourke is there, and this is her house.
Yes.
Yeah, he took an Uber from the bar waitress's house because then he tells Don Johnson, "You owe me money for an Uber."
No, he didn't. He says, here, I made you people who just fucked all night some eggs and bacon, because that's what I do. I go over to houses of people who I'm not dating or having a relationship with and make them breakfast after they've had a hard night of plowing.
Well, that's not exactly what, because he's like, here, this is for Marlboro, and then they go to a real breakfast place.
Right. I'm here to take your bang lady.
Everything that happens afterwards makes you seem like Don Johnson got up and was like, oh, free breakfast, and ate it and was totally fine with that.
He never asked where it came from or anything. He just says, oh, free breakfast, and eats it without question.
Yeah.
Where's Virginia Slim? No questions about that. He just wakes up and eats breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Harley Davidson makes her pay. And then they get back and he's getting on his bike and there's a garage door. And so they open it up and then they go in the garage. But then the side of the garage doesn't exist. Not because it at one point got torn down. This is a carport with a garage door on it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
A bad idea.
It's open. Why do you have... The point of the garage door is so that the garage can be closed. But you don't have a garage, you've got a carport.
Yeah. I bet if you lived in LA in 91, you could sell these to people as a security device and they'd go for it.
Probably. That's what I'm saying. Is this an LA thing? Is it still an LA thing?
You can sell those idiots anything.
It's
going to make you safer.
Just walk.
Also, it comes with a free club for your car.
I have a motorcycle. Well, you can have the club anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, you just walk around the door. It's like when we move.
Because you can't even use it as a security unless you lock it. Like it doesn't. And if you got a motorcycle in there, it really doesn't work. Like with a car, maybe it's enough of a thing to foil theft. But with a motorcycle, you just walk it around.
Yeah.
Walk it through the lawn. It'll be fine.
When we moved here, I got to tell this story. The previous owners of our house hated the neighbors. We're friends with the neighbors. They hated them really, really bad. And so they built this fence divider between their properties. And like, it was just this bullshit fence. It's one of the very first things I did was tear it down. It didn't go anywhere. It just divided the two properties, was disconnected to anything else. So the greatest part about it was, okay, you hate your neighbors and you don't want to see them. Then why did you put a gate in the middle of the fence? And then they put a lock on the gate. The fence ends at, it doesn't connect to more fence. So, all right, well, I'll keep them out. I locked it up, honey. You just walk around the fence. It's a fake fence. You fucking assholes. I mean, a padlock.
The gate probably costs more than the rest of the fence.
Probably. So dumb. Man, first thing I did was tear that stupid fucking thing down. And I built another fence. So that's my question, is garage door.
Garage door.
And then... okay, so you're right, Jackie. God damn it. Because Harley Davidson rides away on his bike, and Marlboro Man comes out and steals her boyfriend's bike. So maybe it was Harley's bike. But then he can't take an Uber. This is 1991.
They have cabs.
He's too tough for a cab. He wouldn't ride in a car. He's a motorcycle guy. Okay. The boys, they go to the bank. And because they don't want the drugs, they can't do anything with the drugs. They want the 2.5 million. And they call up to Tommy Sizemore. Tia Carrere's like, yeah, I'll put you through. And
they don't. They just walk into the bank and she walks up and she's like, you gentlemen sit in here, and puts them in a private office. When you're watching it, it seems like, well, this is not how banks work. But I guess she knows who they are because... they look like dilettantes.
They look like dilettantes. These are the dilettantes we've been looking for. And so Harley asked for the 2.5 million in exchange for the drugs. And yeah, we'll do it at this location. Okay, cool. So night comes. The chopper lands. And out comes Danny Baldwin. He walks up. He's dressed in a garbage bag. And he gives them $2.5 million. And they give him the drugs. And then they walk their separate ways and leave.
He goes back into Airwolf.
It goes very swimmingly.
But key component, Mickey Rourke negotiated in an extra $1, and they've given that to him in silver dollar form.
Right. But it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It makes no fucking sense at all.
Well, the rest of the movie doesn't work if that doesn't happen.
I know, because if your plan is to kill these guys, here you are.
Just fucking shoot them.
They're right there.
Just shoot them right there.
What's with the tracker? You don't need to track them. You know where they're at. They're right here.
It's like Scott Evil needs to have a consulting firm.
But I mean, he does actually want to shoot them. It's just,
yeah.
Well, I don't know where we'd even begin to look for them, so we have to put a tracker on them. They're in front of us. It's worse than elaborate death trap. They're literally, I have no idea where to even start looking for them after they leave. Why do they? So they all go back to the bar, and everybody's happy. And but Marlboro Man's got some doubts. He's like, I don't like how things shook out too easy peasy lemon squeezy. And sure enough, the Matrix boys, they walk in, and behind the one-way glass they can see, and then they shoot the bar owner, no, and then they shoot up the place, no, Giancarlo Esposito, we didn't really mention you very much in this podcast, even though you've been in almost every scene. Everybody dies, even Big Jack. Big Jack's like, don't worry, I got this, and starts shooting shotgun from not behind. Cover me, Big Jack. Okay, I'll get out from my cover and start shooting. He fucking gets blown away. It's really stupid. Yeah. Die for me, Big Jack. I'm going over there. So the boys get away. Everybody's dead. And I even got this note. All the mains die so that Harley Davidson can be with Vanessa Williams.
Which doesn't happen.
What doesn't happen? Those guys just died, cuz.
They just died. They died because they decided to be friends with a couple of real dickheads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fucking A. So the boys, they bail out. They run to the airport. And they sneak onto a plane in the luggage compartment. And luggage lady, she comes in and they grab her and they hold her. They're like, quiet. And then Trenchcoat Danny Baldwin comes and he shoots the other luggage guy and then just walks away. He doesn't look.
The luggage lady decides to pipe down after she sees that there's a German death squad hunting them and has killed her compatriot in arms or fellow luggage worker. And they bring him up and put the dead body next to them to hide him.
Right, why?
And then the third luggage guy is just like, okay, looks like everything's good here. I don't know where my coworkers are, but whatever. And he just closes the plane and they fly off. And all of that is very dubious. But, like, do they make friends with this luggage lady? Because they're in the plane with her for a while.
That's LA.
And then what happens to her after the plane lands?
I guess she has to hitch a ride back from Vegas. Or she stays in well, I'm in Vegas.
There's some shit here that's going to be real sticky.
Yeah.
That they just gloss over. Like, okay, luckily the flight was only to Vegas. It wasn't to, Maryland or something. Right? Wasn't a long direct. It didn't end up in Honolulu accidentally. Which would have been fun. But the plane lands The other luggage guys from this airport pop it open and they're like, oh, what a weird mistake that we just had. We got in here and the plane took off. Also, there's a dead guy right there. Don't forget about that dog. Goodbye.
Because that's all there is in the fucking luggage. A dog and a dead guy. That's all they packed into it.
And then 3 people that shouldn't be there, one of whom works for LAX.
Now, are we sure that the dead body made it? Or did the dog have a little snack?
It wasn't a... It was.
They'd have to let okay, that would be because they would have to let the dog out for that, which would be a totally Harley Davidson move right here. They're already like, this is stupid. Everything sucks. I hate you so bad right now, Harley Davidson. And he's like, hey, guys, there's a dog there. And he lets it out. And the dog's like,
Dead body
everywhere. And then just starts eating a dead body after it fucking pisses and shits everywhere and just doesn't stop barking the whole time. It only stops its shrill, high-pitched bark to chew on a dead guy for only 10 seconds. And then it just goes back to barking at Don Johnson without stop the entire flight.
How long do you think the flight from LA to Vegas is, Jackie?
Like an hour?
Yeah, and how long?
Oh God, it's like 15 or 16 minutes that you're probably in air.
How long do you think that dogs go without eating, Jackie?
Well, this dog looked kind of thin.
And also,
like maybe it had been forced onto a diet and it was looking for some action.
Okay, a very hungry dog eats a 180-pound man in 15 minutes. No evidence. No evidence left. Problem solved, boys. Good thing we brought Sparky. What kind of dog is he? He's just a fucking general lab breed. He's like 60 pounds and he eats a guy in 15 minutes.
There's no disposing of this body, even if they were to like cut it up with a pocket knife and try to stuff it into the other luggage. It would be it's going to be a swimming pool of blood anyway, because he's got 2 holes in him and he's just bleeding there. They're just sitting in that.
And so they open up the luggage compartment and then they just walk away like,
covered in blood.
You know, what are you going to do?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? And they're like, you just got here.
Even horrible, terrible crimes that we didn't commit, but we should probably like tell somebody, you know, cops or I don't know. Like, I think these guys are under arrest. I don't think they're going anywhere, but they just go onto the strip and they're like, well, here we are in Vegas. So, Marlboro Man, he cleans best cowboys. Oh yeah, he says they're walking down the street and for some reason they start talking about cowboys and Harley Davidson's like, you know, a lot of cowboys from Vegas. Yeah, some of the best cowboys are from Vegas, if not the best cowboy.
One of the best.
Cowboys have never had anything to do with Las Vegas, movie, ever in the history of cowboys. Nothing. Vegas isn't
I thought they did
virtually
the rodeo. The big rodeo.
That's not cowboys. That's rodeo dudes. They're talking about like cowboys, cattlemen. That's not. Vegas wasn't around then. It didn't exist in
it was
the Old West time. It was dirt.
Just dirt. They turned it into a casino ranch, basically, for rich LA people.
Yeah.
And mobsters.
There's never
but
been
Reno
a cowboy
and Carson
from
City.
Vegas.
Reno and Carson City have a rich history of cowboys, just not Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Those are on the path, man. Definitely. But not Vegas. Didn't exist. Okay, so boys, they're mad at each other because of guilt about all their friends dying. So Marlboro Man, he calls Lady Cop and he's all torn up about her. They spot the Matrix boys coming into the hotel room and they're like, hey, how come these guys keep finding us? Oh yeah, because we're idiots and we're still carrying around the fucking suitcase and all the cash. But I guess it's not actually the suitcase that was bugged. It was the dollar. They chased up to the roof. They're 15 floors up. Bullets are coming at them, and Harley wants to jump. And so he does.
Yeah. Stunts.
And then Marlboro Man jumps. And they both fucking die.
Yep. Too tall, not enough water. They're past the point that water ceases to save you and starts to kill you.
Yeah, they're 15 floors up, Sam. They are terminal velocity. That water could be 80 feet deep. They die. Period.
Yep.
Or they have torn buttholes at the very least.
While also being dead.
Yes. They have all of it's torn from being dead, aparted. Yeah, no, this is. I remember when this stunt happened, and it's not, there's cut in it, but like this was in the preview, I think, for this movie, and like some people made a big deal out of it, like, whoa, that's action packed, but you're dead. It's too high up. It's a swimming pool. Anyways, they get on a train because trenchcoat guys, they can't make that jump, I guess. So they didn't follow that.
Well, they don't do that. They just walk menacingly.
Yeah, right. Also, they have a chopper, but they don't get into it and follow that.
I'd like to imagine that their trash bags have like Inspector Gadget stuff in them, where they just like have little helicopters that come out of the back, fly away to craft work. Guten Tag.
So the tracker's now broken because of the jump.
It's not. He just opened it up.
Or just opened it up. Yeah.
He found it, and they're like, "They'll never find us now." Did you turn it off? No, I just opened it. Well, it's probably still on, you stupid asshole.
It literally is going beep, beep, beep. Marlboro Man wants revenge, but Harley just wants to stay on the train. I'm out of here, man. You're on your own as far as that revenge thing. I'm done. See ya. So Marlboro Man gets back to L.A. and knocks on the lady cop's door, and their dude is there, and he's like, "Hey, get out of here. No, I want to talk to her." Oh, okay. He's like, "Hey, so I don't know what I want in life and all, but I know that I don't want the way I treat you like a casual, like, object to end. I want to keep objectifying you and like never being there for you or caring about your feelings or emotions. But I, A, want to put my penis inside you whenever I want, and B, when I have breakdowns over my mom issues and my dad issues and start crying in a wad, I want you to do like that spoon thing, but I'm in like the really tight fetal position, and then you just kind of like there me. I want that to keep going.
Just lay on top of me and go, ooba. Ooba.
I want all that to still happen. That's what I want. But as far as the rest of it, I don't really give a shit. And so she just like, she runs away. She doesn't run back into the arms of the man who actually cares about her. She runs sideways from the garage into like the next garage because it's a duplex that she lives in. So she just runs towards the other fucking garage that's also open and doesn't make sense. And that's the last we ever fucking see of her. She's in her bathrobe.
Yeah. So her fucking fiance, who's like, also, bud, if you're sticking around for this shit, you don't know a red flag when you see one.
Right. Yeah.
I would like to think that he leaves after this and never comes back, but they have almost a conversation, which is like, it happens in this movie over and over again, where somebody just takes like drama dialogue and stuffs it into a scene, and it doesn't really work with anything that's happening around it. And at the end of their drama dialogue, she's like, "Robert!" And he stops and they stare at each other, and then the movie starts happening again, and you're like, so what did that mean?
But when she says Robert, at the exact same point in time, Harley Davidson pulls up on his fucking, like, "What are you doing here, bruh? You said you were done with all this shit." "Yeah, but I got to take her out to breakfast tomorrow. Oh, that's not happening because I guess I'm saying goodbye. Oh, and also she's fucking out of here, dude. She just ran over to that other guy's house or somebody's house. I don't know where she's going. She's in her fucking bathrobe. She says Robert, and then what? She doesn't.
And then what?
I love you or thanks for Paris. She just fucking runs away.
I am to assume that this means that things are just going to continue as they're continuing now.
I think they are, because once we tie all this up, we'll kind of try to figure some of that out. Yes, I will lay on top of you and say "uba uba," and you can never care about my feelings. So they go back to the billboard and they talk about boots and guns. That's what they do up there tonight. And
they were talking about that last time they were up there.
Yeah, they were talking. Yeah, I think that's all they talk about is boots and guns. They crush the tracker.
Boots and guns and boots and guns and boots and guns and boots and guns.
Harley like has the tracker in his hand and he like makes the squishing fist thing with it. And I guess that causes it to work again because at the exact same time, the Kraftwerk boys just happen to be up in their chopper flying around, and the pilot's like, hey, there's the tracking marker. It's back on. Now we know where they're at.
It's back on. Does anyone find this suspicious? No? Okay.
And so where do they fucking fly to? The fucking airport junkyard. The only place that you know that has any connection to, that's where you made the drop at. It's like, God, I never thought to fucking look here. That's the only place they'd be. God damn it. Oh, man. So now there's the boys are trying to play Pepe Le Pew here. Or not Pepe Le Pew. I don't know what they're trying to play. They're baiting them like, pick up the empty suitcase. The tracker's in it. Ha ha, gotcha. Instead of just shooting them again. But they see the boys, and so boys are like aim for their heads, and they start letting the bullets fly. And there's this running gag about how much money Harley Davidson is spending on bullets versus Marlboro Man.
Yes.
I didn't think it was terrible. But it does cost $4.25 to kill one of these guys.
Like $12, I thought.
No, Harley doesn't kill any of them because he can't hit shit. It costs Marlboro.
Doesn't he eventually shoot a guy that's not?
He eventually
does
shoots
shoot
a
John
guy. He shoots a guy.
Yes, he does.
So they take one out, and the other two are still looking around because I don't know what happened to the 6 members of Kraftwerk. Because now there's only 3 of them. Like, go kill those guys. Okay, well, we'll stay here. We're out on this one. Okay. So now there's only 2 of them left. And there's a bunny distraction. A little sound happens, and they spin around and start shooting at the bunny, and they miss. And, now we got you. Got the drop on you. You got your back turned to us. And they take another one out. So now it's just Danny B, and he runs off. So the boys go looking for him. They're all sneaking through all the planes and all the little compartments and, keep an eye out, and they're crouched low, and they're doing barrel rolls. And then they find Danny Baldwin, and he's just been fucking walking around.
Yes.
Like, he's not doing the crouch down. He's just, like, doing Frankenstein walk from one fucking end of the airport junkyard to the other. Like, where could he be? Out in the open?
Well, he's wearing a bulletproof black bell, so he can't even bend over.
Marlboro Man, he gets hit. He gets shot in the arm. And then Danny B gets the jump on him, and he's beating him up. And he puts a gun to his face, and he's like, where's the money? I'm not telling you. Okay. Dang it. I guess I have to kill you slowly now? Cool.
Yes.
Also, I forgot you had a friend, because now Harley Davidson's got the jump on me. So that's dumb. Harley's like, drop it. And he's like, no. And Marlboro Man's like, shoot him. Okay. So he shoots Marlboro Man.
Yes.
The same
this
fucking
was such
arm.
a good part of the movie.
Except
It was so funny.
Except for Speed ruined it for me because right before I did that, I said, shoot the hostage. And then he fucking shot the hostage. It's like, oh, God damn it.
But then he doesn't do a follow-up shot. He just shoots him, and then everybody's like, oh, God, that was a terrible shot.
Oh, ow.
Ow. Ow. I'm
You
still
shot
hostage. I had a second to get away there, but I didn't.
You shot me in the arm.
I just got shot in that same spot. That is so lame.
Okay. So he gets him on the second try, though. And then Danny Baldwin gets fucking RoboCopped here. He gets
Yes.
filled with bullets. Because now you shoot him once. I guess the bulletproof jacket doesn't work anymore. But then you're also
They were shooting
in the
him
head.
mostly in the face.
Yeah, but there was also like squibs in his suit too.
Yeah.
So that didn't.
That's where I'm assuming Harley Davidson was still hitting him in the body because at least he could hit something.
Right. So he's got 2 holes in him, Marlboro Man, and Jackie says that they just like stuffed a glove in there or something.
He's like a hanky.
Well, he tied this hanky around the first one. What about the second hole?
He takes off one of his leather gloves and they shove it in the
hole
in the shirt next to it. Yeah.
That's not going to stay there.
It's not going to do anything.
It's not going to do anything. It's just going to fall down to your elbow.
Get fecal matter in the wound because I've seen his levels of hygiene and I know where those gloves have been.
You're saying he hand wipes with his glove?
No, he's just covered in fecal matter. So any part of him or his clothes, his gloves are, you want to see a high fecal matter count, put those gloves under a microscope.
Oh my God. Jesus. Don't rub your eyes, Marlboro Man. So he's got, they got one more guy to kill. And so they make friends with the chopper pilot.
Yeah. And it doesn't take much. They're just like, hey. And he's still there, too. He's like, do. Like, hey, we just killed all those guys. And he's like, those guys were dicks.
They were total dicks. I hated them.
Like, oh, what's your name? He's like, my name's Tom. Like, we're friends now, Tom. You guys are awesome. Can we go hang out after this? Awesome guys. And it's Robert Ginty from Exterminator.
So, yeah, that all sounds great there, Tom, but we're going to kill your boss next. Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're like, do you want us to pay you some money? He's like, fuck that guy. You guys are my bros. This is Airwolf, motherfuckers. I hold allegiance to the sky and justice.
Are you going to pay?
It makes total sense.
Are you going to pay for gas, man? You don't have a job. If you kill your boss, you're unemployed. And then also,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if this is your chopper, if it's the bank's chopper.
It's not.
So he just fucking flies him back to Great Bank and sets him on the top floor and says, good luck.
Yep.
Okay. So they walk into Tommy Sizemore's office, drop the money down and say, look, we just want a fair deal. This is your money. Sorry about all that. Give us a fair deal on the lease and we can all be cool.
And then Tom Sizemore goes, are you guys still trying to save the bar?
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
You don't own the bar. That's not how the chain of ownership works.
What if he just says yes? What would they do? Would they like go back there and like stand the dead guys up and be like, things are great. Yay. We negotiated the lease down to $650,000, which is still Screwsville.
Which we also don't have.
Which we don't have because we gave that guy his money back.
Oh my God, yeah. So he says no, and then Marlboro Man pulls a gun on him, but he can't kill him because he's unarmed. So then some guys come in because they're taking off too long. So they're like, drop him. And they're like, fuck, God damn it. This is not how we planned this. Good thing you made that real good friend out of that chopper pilot.
Yeah.
Because fucking Airwolf comes down and drops a fucking minigun that it didn't have before and lights up that whole office.
And only kills the menacing guys with shotguns. The two Kraftwerk guys.
They weren't even, I don't think they were Kraftwerk guys. I think they had suits on.
They're just shotgun guys. They get mowed down, but Tia Carrere and Tom Sizemore and Dawn and Mickey, they're okay.
They're okay. It's just those two guys. Even though the entire office is gone.
Peace out, bros!
It like does the salute to him and then flies off.
Yeah. To where, I'm not sure. Yep. Goes to pick up Ernest Borgnine.
So Marlboro Man punches out, Tommy Sizemore's name is Chance Wilder.
Yep.
He doesn't get a fun mascot.
No.
His name is Great Bank.
Great Bank.
So he's hanging him out the window, or Chance is hanging out the window, and he grabs onto Marlboro Man's boot, his crappy boot that his dad gave him, and then he's pulling him in, so Harley Davidson grabs onto Marlboro Man, and then they're all dangling out, but then the boot comes apart because it's made mostly out of duct tape. And Chance Wilder falls to his death, and it looks terrible.
Terrible.
I called him the Chance
Terrible,
Glob.
Kenny.
Chance Glob falls. It's just a glob of mat work. So the boys part. Now that that's all wrapped up, as Marlboro Man.
I think the helicopter's not on the roof anymore, so they just have to like leave the bank normally,
right?
Which that has to go about as well as when they get out of that plane at the airport.
It seems somebody would have noticed a minigun from a chopper blowing up the entire top floor of a major bank. Two guys leaving.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, Bank of America and Wells Fargo are already like, those guys are really freewheeling too hard over there. So they're just sipping coffee at the building across the 2 blocks down in the other high rise, like, wow, I mean, I knew it was going to go sideways, but Airwolf and that minigun, wow. Talk about flames, huh? Oof.
Hey, is that Chance Wilder falling to his death? Huh.
That guy was a dick.
Oh, but I'm totally going to his funeral. I've heard that his wife knows how to cater.
My boner.
Oh, you saved that one, Sam.
I don't know. I was just role playing as what a bank guy would say.
Chance Wilder has a wife, Jackie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got secretaries. I think Tia Carrere is his secretary.
He's got those.
Yeah.
He's got those two, but he's got the wife because, you have to have a certain appearance that you keep for the general public.
Yeah.
To be an evil banker?
So, yes.
To be a drug dealer?
You have to have
okay.
You have to have a nice wife.
Huh. And a chopper with a minigun. I don't know, man. I think it's a stretch. So the boys, they decide to part ways. Marlboro Man's gonna be a rodeo cowboy now. And
he's
right
only
bold.
7 years out, right? Which, like, going back to the NFL after being retired for 7 years would be really, really impossible. The rodeo would be like 10 times harder than really, really impossible.
Yeah.
There is no chance that an aged man would get back into bull riding.
No.
Also, his arm that he's holding on with is the one he got shot twice in.
Correct. There's probably some ligaments that don't line up the way they used to.
They should have just had him got tossed immediately, and the announcer's like, I don't think he's getting up because he's too fucking old.
Honestly, when they started this scene, I kind of thought that Don Johnson was going in as a rodeo clown.
Right?
His
shirt's
not
pretty
as
stupid.
the rodeo guy.
Yeah, his shirt's pretty bad. And then Harley's like, okay, good luck. Gets on his bike, and outside of the rodeo is some chick hiker. And he's like, get on my bike. And she's like, okay, I'm going to slather my vagina all over your back.
Yeah.
Let's
She
go.
wraps herself around him in the only way that would make it really easy to fall off.
Not to mention she's sitting on the fender.
Yeah. She only makes it about 46 feet.
Oh.
Where she falls off.
Oh, that's nasty. Good luck. And then he just keeps going as she's just a stretch of red on the highway. Oh, butt doesn't look so good anymore. I'm out of here. And that's your fucking movie, man. Questions? Jackie.
So now that Marlboro Man is on the circuit again, does he hook back up with the cop now that he's got an honest job?
Well,
Like, does he keep just every time he's in town he stops by, because we know he probably will never commit?
no, he's never going to give her what she wants. She's only got to give him what he wants. Otherwise, he's going to cry and have an emotional scene every time. It's not let's be honest. This isn't the first emotional scene that they've had, Sam, in that driveway, where she's like, you gotta give me something here, dude. And he's like, I can't. I'm just too much of a rogue. But I love you. Then show me that you do, and like, be with me. No, I'm a rogue.
He only has one pair of pants.
He's got one pair of pants. Less shoes than that. He has less shoes.
Did you imagine
than
the
pants.
smell that he makes?
It's bad.
No, I feel like there's the end of his story is basically just Bareback Jack by Chris Ledoux, only in a compressed fashion where he goes to one or two rodeos and then he's pretty much in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I think
That's
next
what happens
bulb
to him.
tramples him and he is dead. Or he bucked off and he lands in the fashion that he's dead.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't go back to her. He's dead. I'm sticking with that. Sam?
Well, then what happens to Harley Davidson? Does he just like go work on bikes for 2 more years and then come back to find his friend dead? And then is like, maybe if I open up the bar, he'll come back to life.
Prop him up. Vanessa Williams is still singing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's implied that he's just going to go back to using his grief to plow women.
What's his grief about other than, because he doesn't seem busted up that all his friends are dead.
That lady leaving him or dying.
What would give this guy grief? He seems to be a sociopath.
Lady leaving him or dying. Now his friend has died, so he's going to use that to plow through women. Yeah, you don't understand what it's like being on the road and being so lonely. You know, I got grief. I'm just riddled in grief. So sad. Now do me. In the bathroom. This fucking
Ballad
pool.
of the Murder Hobo.
Yeah. God, that's sexy, man. That is sexy. Did anything get resolved in this movie?
I have a better question. Was there anything to resolve in this movie?
They are in the exact same situation where they started this fucking thing in. The bar didn't get saved. The bank is still wanting $2.5 million for that property.
Yeah.
They didn't get the money.
No.
Nothing happened. The only thing that they accomplished is they got their friends killed.
That's it.
That is it. Those men died in vain.
Yes. For no reason. It's worse than in vain. They were killed basically by association of dickheads.
So, all right. Well, we killed the Kraftwerk people. What's our next play? Well, we go see the banker. Okay, we're going to get some vengeance. No, we're going to give him his money back. Our friends died for that money. You're going to say they died for no reason? Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's terrible. That is bad fucking filming. Right?
Maybe the bank does okay. Like the
the bank
CFO's
just
like,
goes-
oh shit, that guy that just fell out of the window was really freewheeling hard here. He had a techno death squad and an airwolf. Need to fucking go through these books, become a great bank again.
Make great bank again. What about Vanessa Williams? She's just gone from the fucking movie.
She probably goes to a place that pays twice as much because she's no longer married to an idiot.
Is this her actual origin story? Like the Miss Universe thing was just a ruse? She actually was in this movie and this is the start of her music career? Had to get out of that bar. Down to Capitol Records.
It is on the early end of her music career, but she does do a song for the soundtrack.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
So who was your guys' favorite? Were you more of a Marlboro Man camp or a Harley Davidson camp?
Do I also get to be on Jack Daniels camp and Jose Cuervo's camp and Virginia?
I'm
No,
going with
just
Tom,
those
the
two.
helicopter pilot of Airwolf.
Yeah.
He is my favorite
Airwolf.
because he makes the less. He at least has principles.
God, man. Talking about this movie made me dislike these guys.
They're stupid assholes
I mean,
that you shouldn't like.
I didn't hate them during the movie, but talking about it made me kind of dislike these two. So that's a tough question, Jackie. I guess if I have to choose. Fuck, I can't. They both suck. They're just Marlboro Man sucks and Harley sucks in a different way. You want to say, why don't you make an argument for either?
I don't have an opinion.
God damn
really.
it.
That was my opinion too, and that's why I wanted you two to settle it for me.
Fuck.
And that
because I'm like, both of them suck pretty hard.
I think really kind of settles the debate on what these guys, because ordinarily a guy that is only got one pair of pants and is grody as fuck, Jackie's usually like, that guy's hot.
Yep.
And she's like out on Don Johnson in this.
I'm out on both of them. I just there was nothing attractive about anybody in this movie. Not one thing. I mean, the Baldwin guy looked like a fat.
It's his jacket.
He looks like a
Seagal.
fat Baldwin.
He does look
he
like
looks like a fat Baldwin.
he looks like,
But he kind of looked like Steven
Yeah,
Seagal a little
yeah.
bit, and I was like,
yeah. It's.
I mean-
I don't know how you have two charismatic actors who are two as charismatic actors be so unlikable with their characters.
Yes.
Even though their
It was-
characters are team up fun boy action film. How do you fuck that up?
My mom was like, well, you could make this if it was like Brad Pitt and George Clooney, maybe something. And I'm like, in 91, that was Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they were
In 91,
yeah,
those
no,
guys
sure.
were poster in girls'
That's
bedrooms.
true. That's true. I like, you see it with Mickey, like this is the cusp when he falls off.
Yeah.
He's kind of a little charming facially, like Tom Hardy is. Tom Hardy's got that, like, this face has been punched a lot, but I'm still like, people like me, like, but man, he was just not. Women loved Mickey Rourke. They thought he was sex, just sex. And
9.5 weeks.
Well, yeah. So you're in a sexy movie, but like, still afterwards, you have to look at him and be like, that was the guy that I think
it's not just he's in a sexy movie. I think he carries it with his fucking whatever, his charisma, his mojo, whatever. That was the thing.
Huh.
But he was easily and early disenfranchised with the whole lifestyle and decided to get his face punched off instead.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have an answer for you,
Well,
Jackie.
I've got some exciting news though for you, gentlemen.
Okay.
May 23rd of this year, we're going to be revisiting this movie.
Oh.
And why? Because they're doing a remake, and that's the day that they're releasing it.
They're gonna remake this shit?
Who is remaking?
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's Jason Momoa and who is this guy? Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy? I literally just said Tom Hardy kind of resembles. God damn it.
Yeah, I can't tell which one is which, but
Oh, Tom Hardy's gonna be fucking Marlboro Man, or Harley Davidson, obviously. That sucks. We gotta wrap this up. Picks, Sam, recommendations.
Well, yeah, you got to watch this especially if you've never seen it. I mean, I'm on my third time out, and I think my opinion is that you wait until you forget how stupid it is and then watch it again, because it's one of the worst scripts ever. And the movie plays like a pile of movie. I've seen it 3 times now, and every time a scene changes, I'm thinking, did I miss something? And you didn't. It just, and now for something mostly different than what you were looking at before. Cut, action. It is so disjointed and just a pile of fucking mush in terms of any emotion or excitement. Like, it is nearly impossible to do this bad or worse. This is a benchmark in shit. So yeah, you gotta watch it.
My pick, or Jackie's pick. I think I'm with Sam. It's an accomplishment in being uncharming. Like, it's set up that these guys should have totally won us over throughout the entire thing. Oh, they're just so charming. They're just so likable. They're scoundrels, but they're, they love their mom type scoundrels. They're not. They're dirtballs. They're fucking dirtballs at the beginning of the movie, and at the end of the movie, they're still dirtballs. And I can't get behind them at any point in time. It's like, oh shit, I can't think of the movie with Stephen Dorff and Christian Slater. I don't like them. I don't like these guys at all. Don't want to have anything to do with them. So yeah, but the movie's fucking nanners in quite a few places. So it's a do. Is it Hall of Fame? No, it is not. But it is Hall of Fame. How did you fuck this up? It's not that complex.
You fuck this up?
Like, it's an easy thing to just do.
Same guys that did Lonesome Dove.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
It doesn't have to knock it out of the park, but you fucked it up. You could have mailed it in and it hadn't been okay, but you fucked it up. Jackie.
So my kind of opinion was the chemistry between Marlboro Man and Harley Davidson just wasn't there. And so the jokes kept falling flat. The relationship never really built on itself. And then at the end, you just realize, nope, they're just two fucktards. Like, there was, I hope that they walked out with the money. I didn't really pay attention.
They didn't. So,
I mean, but then again, I really enjoyed the ride. And so I'm going to give it a do. I thought it was kind of fun and weird and quirky and kind of shit in some spots, but I knew what they were trying to go for. And I think that that's what made it like, oh, guys, You were almost there that time. Almost there.
It is almost there, the movie. That's what it should be called. Like, this is a very basic formula. It's a buddy adventure, and they couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. Almost there.
It's everything. I mean, now that you'd say that out loud, I'm like, well, it's centered around two bikers, and there's not any road in the road picture.
Right,
like, everything is a miss.
You almost got it right, but you didn't. Okay, next week on the show, I'm going to wrap up, maybe, my Fly Hard series, and we're going to do one with Ice-T, directed by Fred Olen, called Air Rage. Currently streaming on Tubi TV, so check out Air Rage, and we'll have a show for you in 2 weeks. Enjoy your week, guys. Get to the Airwolf.